Teacher of the year lined up for the 26th that we had. So also, they're excited about coming. He come out of Cartersville, so I need to get him on a date when he make the trip.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much.
Okay, we're back there. Yeah.
All right. And it's going to start on its own?
I'm already live. We're already live.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're already live.
Gotcha. Awesome.
All right, thank you. Okay. Are you gonna have tea? Yeah.
Sometimes you just gotta get credit for attending. Ellie Chapel spent more time in the car than this one.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Rotary Club with Drainage on January 25th. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by the invocation to be given by Gerald White. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Father, we thank you again for this day that you allowed us to have life, breath, and activity. We thank you that your mercy continues to shine upon us. You kept us in unity, even the last week or so, with the events of weather and other things that have transpired. You're just gracious and loving and caring for us. Teach us to be the same way toward and for each other as we journey through this life, for opportunities that we might serve you by serving and enjoying your work, the least of these. So we appreciate you for this opportunity to gather as vegetarians. Bless our efforts, bless our goings. We promise to give you all the honor. In Jesus' name.
Thank you, Gerald. And Scott will come and introduce our guests.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's my pleasure to introduce our guests. Please stand when I call your name, and in the name standing, you all have been introduced. We have two guests of Bill Stunt. First, we have Steve Jeffries, the president of Community Bank Trust, and Brad Sackett, also a guest of Bill, and a Rotarian from the Del Sol Albuquerque Rotary Club. We also have Kim Smith here, guest of Susan Ferguson. She's with Cisco Systems. And John Harrell has a guest, and he would like to introduce her.
Thank you, Scott. The last time that I heard her voice and saw her face was spring of 1983. Just a few months ago, she presented at my office door and said, "John Harrell." I didn't know who it was. People change a little bit over the years. In any case, Kim Rozicki, who I knew in high school as Kim Easton. She wants to make a big comment.
John, I'm so pleased to be here and I appreciate the invitation. I'm the new Development Marketing Director for Twin Cedars Youth and Family Services, and so I'm very excited to be here. I've only been on the job since November the 2nd. So this is, John invited me right away to come to Rotary, but I wanted to say hello and to introduce myself, and I hope I'll get to know all of you as time goes by. I did want to mention that we have a big event in LaGrange next Saturday, February the 4th. It's our Behind the Mask Mardi Gras ball, and one of our King candidates is your very own Dante, who is running for King, and so he would be appreciative for your votes, and I would be appreciative for your attendance or your sponsorships. There are some sponsorship packets on your table. Your companies may already be sponsors, and if so, I would love to meet you today. Just say hello and say thank you. If you're not already sponsoring, please take a look. Twin Cedars does amazing work in the community, and we really appreciate your support. Also, if you're interested in knowing more about volunteering or other ways to support, there's a little volunteer card on the table as well. But again, thank you so much for allowing me to be here, and y'all go out and vote for your own Dante.
Thank you. Birthdays and anniversaries. Birthdays, Bob Copeland and Willie Edmondson had birthdays yesterday. And Mike Wilson is tomorrow. Got it? Good. And Shannon, well, anniversary, Shannon Johnson, 6 years today. Don't forget the cart buckets on your table, collecting for Alzheimer's research for the whole month of February, through February, I think. Barbara's not here, but I'm sure she's watching us and making sure we do that. In case you did not hear, there's a memorial service for Jake Fair this Saturday, January 28th at noon at the First United Methodist Church on Broad Street. And if you didn't know, he, in lieu of flowers, he asked you to, the family's asking for contributions in Jake's names to the church, or the Gideons International, or the Congregation Bethel, or any nonprofit organization of your choice. We do have a few seconds for happy dollars, if anybody has anything that they're happy about. Must have been all Dallas fans, okay. So at this time, we're going to have an induction of a new member, and Susan Ferguson will, oh wait.
I think Jenny was.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were getting tea. Come on.
Good afternoon. I just want to announce that communities and schools of Troup County, in conjunction with 5 other affiliates across the state, joined together to apply for a grant, federal grant, and we were awarded $15 million.
Wow.
These six affiliates over the next 5 years. CIS of Georgia was the only organization in the state to receive this funding, and it was the second largest donation, second largest funding across the nation, and the largest ever single grant award for CIS of Georgia history. So we'll be expanding maybe to bring on about 5 new people to serve the kids in Troup County. So we're definitely happy.
Party. February 11th, party, Rotary, be at the Marriott, have some drinks, watch the parade come by. Some of us will be riding, some of us will be at the party. Just mark your calendar for 7 o'clock on Saturday night. If you want to come help arrange the floats and everything, we've got a lot of units coming in. We've got units coming in from North Carolina, South Carolina, Louisiana, Georgia. Anyway, we should have a lot of stuff. We've got cases and cases of these, the rooms and such. So, see y'all then.
All right, so again, behind the mask, February 4th, I'm one of the contestants running for king. And of course, well, I've been told, I don't know for sure, but they say, I hate to say this, Doc, they say it's the best party of the year. So I can let you know after the 4th, but I would love your vote. And of course, Twin Cedars would love any of your sponsorship. Worst case, just come to the party and have a good time.
I put in $10 today. I haven't been to Rotary in a while. I've been very busy, but I want to honor the repose of the soul of Bill Stankiewicz. You know, he was the former mayor of Hogansville. He was an Episcopalian, kind of raised both Catholic and Episcopalian. So he delivered an ecumenical prayer service on February 7th, that's Tuesday at 2 o'clock. So he was a friend of Rotary and had been with his family there a lot of time. And one little thing that's very funny with him, I've known him for 3 or 4 years ago from a party, from the Hummingbird Festival, issues with that, but also family, friends, and it brought us together. But he is a jokester, he's made many jokes, and every day until his passing, he told me a joke. And the last day, I think he was there, and I said, okay, Bill, what's your joke? And he said, Father, this is serious, no jokes today, no jokes at all. And I said, okay. I just thought that was very, very interesting, because he was God broke the mold when he created all of us, that's for sure. We all came in that beautiful image and likeness of God. But with Bill Stankiewicz, please pray for his wife and his family and the people of Hogansville and Troup County. He really was a good man. So I just want to announce his ecumenical service of Good at St. Peter's at Tuesday, February 7th at 2 o'clock. Thank you.
Well, thank you. That's all great. Sorry, I tried to breeze past on that. So now we'll move on. Susan will come on and introduce our village clerk.
I think most of you in the room have had an opportunity already to meet Brent, but I am going to read his official bio. Just last month, December 2022, Brent was hired to be the general manager of Sweetland Amphitheater. Previously, he spent more than 25 years working primarily as a freelance professional serving the music, book publishing, and broadcast industries. His clients were best-selling authors, award-winning artists, actors, radio personalities, and politicians. His responsibilities included providing logistics, accounting, PR, and personnel management to A-list celebrities traveling domestically and internationally. And off the record, I've already asked him if he knew Keith Urban, and Keith does know who he is. So Brent's my new best friend. In December 15, we started developing the Sporting Club of Tennessee, a country club for people who don't golf, which opened its doors to members in January of 2019. Brent is a 1996 graduate of Cedarville University with a BA in Organization Communication, as well as a graduate of the Oatman School of Executive Protection. He has been married to Kara for 15 years. They have 2 boys, 13-year-old Jake and 5-year-old Henry, and they all moved to LaGrange this past December. Please join me in welcoming Brent as the newest Rotarian in the world. I mean, I can get a magnet up. It's so hard.
And of course, we have a certificate of membership and some other materials for you. And Kay Minshew will take this opportunity to remind us of the 4-way test.
Welcome, Brent. We have this for your office and to remind all of us of Rotary, the 4-way test of the things we think, say, or do. First, is it the truth? Second, is it fair to all concerned? Third, will it build goodwill and better friendships? Fourth, will it be beneficial to all concerned? Welcome.
Thank you and welcome. It's my pleasure to introduce our program now. Program is brought by someone who's been a member of ours for 15 years, also a lifelong resident of Troup County, and has spent that lifetime serving others. He's chairman of Troup County Board of Health, pastor of Bethlehem Baptist Church in West Point, been a city council member forever or longer. Okay. And most recently, because of Jim's resignation, served as mayor pro tem. He and Glenda have 4 children and 10 grandchildren, and he asked me to keep it brief because I think he said everybody knows me anyway, but very much looking forward to your presentation. Please help me welcome Willie Edmondson.
Hello,
everybody? Been a member of Rotary a long time. During the pandemic, I was not able to attend. Sad to say, but we were having funerals, 2 and 3 funerals every day, which is a sad thing. But I'm so thankful now that the pandemic has eased off a little bit as far as the deaths go. But I was not able to attend because of helping families out. And it was devastating. If you've never been in the funeral business, it's just devastating to see people that you grew up with, some people that you have known all your life, and they were leaving so rapidly. And so I'm just thankful to be here, be a part of Rotary. So thank you for having me today. As I stand today, I stand not as a city councilman because I had to resign last night so I could run for mayor. That's another story. But I came to give you an update. I started to pass it on to our new Mayor Pro Tem, and I said, no, I wanted to do it myself. I wanted to come because I've been on the council for the past 24 years, and I know LaGrange, and I want to bring you the updates of LaGrange and how successful LaGrange is. With more than 30-some thousand people in LaGrange, the residents of LaGrange, we are blessed. We're blessed to have the Callaway Foundation, along with wonderful citizens. We're blessed to not have city tax. And when I first came on the council with Jeff Lucan, he and I and Tom Hall, we made sure we sat down and figured out a way that our citizens would not have to pay city tax and county tax. And that's a wonderful thing that you need to give yourselves a hand for. Amen. And I'm going to do like Elizabeth Taylor told all of her husbands, I'm not going to be long today. I'm not going to hold you long. But I wanted to bring some pertinent things to you today to let you know exactly how blessed we are as a city and how well we're being operated. We have a budget. We're thankful to have Brent coming on with Sweetland, and he's going to make Sweetland a productive and profitable thing of the city of LaGrange, which we really needed. We have a budget of $120 million. That's what we operate on. We have over 450 employees for the city of LaGrange, and it's operating as a well-oiled machine. We have a great city council, and we're all working together to make sure that your money is spent properly and your money, that you can see where your money is going. As I start this presentation off today, I wanted to bring some other things up. We have a SPLOST vote coming up, and I certainly hope that everyone will vote for that, because by having SPLOST, it helps the people that come into LaGrange. It helps them to also make sure that we have roads, things of that nature. So I'm asking that you would start your own campaign, and we can get SPLOST passed along with it. We are a utility city. Our city is one of those cities that we take care of most of our bills through our utilities. We sell electric, gas, and water, and also sewage in most of our city, in most of the city. So I'm thankful that we are operating in the black. We're not operating in the red. I've been at the table when we had some pretty tough budgets, and we had to find ways of how to move money around and make sure the city continued to operate without laying anybody off. Fortunately, we've had 2 great city managers. Meg Kelsey is our city manager now, and she learned from Tom Hall. I was part of the group that hired Meg, and we did that. We had sent out a search all over the state of Georgia, all over the United States, and Meg rose above her qualifications and everything that we were looking for. Meg filled the part, and if you see Meg, you need to thank Meg, because Meg has really turned the city of LaGrange around. And one of our former councilmen, LaGree McCamey, says that Meg didn't only fill Tom Hall's shoes, but she also wore her own stilettos. And so she's done that quite well. So if you see Meg, just thank her for all that she's done. Our slide today is going to start off, we're going to talk about some things that's going on in LaGrange. The first thing we're going to talk about the Alliance Residential. Is that what it is there? Yeah, Alliance Residential there. That's at the 1900 block of Vernon Street. You all may have seen the dirt being moved there. And that's going to be a wonderful development that has 315 multifamily units there. That's going to be a beautiful area, and it's right up from where you can, next slide, Publix. Publix is going to be coming in. Well, this is some of the same slide with the Alliance. I want you to see some of the inside. This is how they're planning on this going to look with the 315 multifamily units. That's the layout right there of the where the units are going to be. Okay, next to that is going to be our new Publix. Publix is going to be there along with, they have suites, commercial outlays there. That's going to be in that Publix shopping area, which will be good for that side of town because that side of town only have Piggly Wiggly and a lot of people that will generate a lot of business in that area. So we really do need that. We laid the infrastructure there down. The only problem is going to be is going to increase traffic. But DOT has assured us that they're working right now on Vernon, plans on Vernon to try to at least put a turning lane on Vernon Street. That will help facilitate the traffic going in much better. We've also completed a road, I'm sure you all know this by now, where the senior citizens village is there, have a road going all the way to Country Club Road. So some people can go through that area. We're not trying to put more traffic on Country Club, but we're trying to alleviate too much traffic on Vernon Street, which has helped a whole lot. Now, the next thing that we believe in quality of life, and we've invested a lot in our parks for the quality of life for our children and our families. We believe in families, families and children coming together. We believe in them being safe. And so we've invested in our first park is Granger Park. We have a park there that's part none. We've redone that park with tricycle trails there where people bring their children with the tricycles and the basketball courts and things of that nature. And that area of town is really growing. It's really growing in that area. So hopefully we're going to have to look for another area to build another park somewhere by the Woody Bridge area, somewhere in that area because it's growing. So the next park we have is Moss Wood Park. This park was named after Dr. Otis Moss, who's a national speaker. He pastored Martin Luther King's Church in Atlanta. He was born and reared here in LaGrange, Georgia, finished East Depot High School, went away and became a very influential pastor. His son right now pastors Barack Obama. He's the Barack Obama's pastor. And but Dr. Moss, his father was killed on Copper Street, which is Big Spring Road, and is named after Dr. Otis Moss. Also is named after Dr. Benjamin Wood. Dr. Benjamin Wood was a country doctor. He was a country doctor that practiced here in LaGrange, delivered many children. He was one of those country doctors that went from house to house to delivering children. So we thought it was befitting to name this park after him because he was actually murdered in his office by one of the children that he delivered. And this is a sad thing, but we thought it was for him not to be forgotten of all the work that he did here in our city. The next is Frank Cox Linear Park. This park is right in front of the Housing Authority. And Ms. Jaja Hurd is here today, and I want to thank her. She's done a tremendous job with the Housing Authority. She's built that up. It's beautiful on Whitesboro Road. We're trying to get the gateways of LaGrange much better. We're trying to build those up so they'll look good because the gateways coming to the city really describes what your city is all about. So when we can get those gateways looking better, it would help us in our city. So we have this park. It's a linear park. We named it after Mr. Frank Cox. He was one of our councilmen that passed away. And he did a lot of his work. He did a lot of his work right there in the Housing Authority. So we thought it was befitting to name this linear park after Frank Cox because he really went in and did a lot for poor people in that area. Our next park is the South Bend Park. Now, South Bend Park is a skate park. Our children were skating in our new parking deck. Our new parking deck was built downtown, and we were getting complaints after complaints after another. These kids are skating with the skating boards and things in the parking deck. You all need to do something about this. And so what we did, we teamed up with Callaway Foundation, and Callaway Foundation was so gracious. They were so gracious to help us with that skate park. And now it is a beautiful, beautiful park. If you haven't been there, please go by there, because not only do our children go there and skate, it's a very safe place for them to go. Wonderful environment for families, because people bring their children out and they skate, and the children, they swing on the playground equipment, and it's just a wonderful, wonderful park. It's just down by Wild Leaf Brewery, right behind that, and it is something to behold if you go there, because it's almost like bringing LaGrange together. It's bringing LaGrange together, those blight areas before. Now that area is a beautiful area. The next park is the next one is the Thread, rather. Once again, the quality of life. The Thread, we have less than a mile and a half to complete the Thread. And this all came with Meg. Meg was one of the people that really thought about this, and the council got behind it, and we got grants and things of that nature to take care of this Thread, along with our SPOS. We had so much money allocated for that. And it has really, really helped LaGrange. If you all go by our country club and all over the city of LaGrange, where the Thread, as you see, is well used. It is well used. Families, they walk their dogs, they walk their children, they have their children in strollers, and it's just something that is wonderful. And I'm so thankful that we have this in LaGrange, because we received an award this past weekend at GMA. Have convention there at GMA in Atlanta. We received an award because of us thinking out of the box. We're one of those cities that was thinking out of the box, and we brought things in, new ideas for LaGrange here. So we're so thankful for that. Creek Vista. This is Creek Vista is another. Let me find my little cheat sheet here. That has 282 multifamily units. And that is, and also 460 townhouses. Now, you may have seen the dirt being moved. That is at the 1700 block of Hamilton Road. This is where the old American Legion was there on Hamilton Road. And it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful area that will bring in, as I said before, 460 townhouses, and it will bring in 382 multifamily units as well as that in Creekside. The next one is Bryant Lake. North Dawson Street, sorry. North Dawson is an old school, Dawson Street School. And Ms. Tammy Finley purchased that, well, she got that from LaGrange and purchased some property around that to redo that school. And that is going to have 16 units there. It was going to be a very blighted area. She's getting that. We were going to try to tear it down, but trying to be real frugal, it was going to cost us more to tear it down than it would donate it to someone and let them do that and bring it up with apartments and things like that. So she's working diligently with that, trying to bring it up, and I believe she's going to do it. Last I heard that she was working on some grants that was coming through for that. The next one is, I think, Bryant Lake. Yeah, Bryant Lake Phase 2. Bryant Lake Phase 2. Now, if you don't know anything about Bryant Lake Phase 2, this development, we've had some issues with it, because the Bryant Lake that's currently there, Phase 1, they were trying to do some redevelopment and rezoning. And so the gentleman that was rezoning Phase 2, he pulled it out, and so it's going to be coming back up a little later on, I'm pretty sure. But we're a little shaky on that, because we wanted to know exactly what they were going to build in Phase 2. And you need to know that your councilman, your mayor and your councilmen, they are very in tune, in touch, because we want to make sure that the whole community is thriving together, and one is not making the other property go down and things of that nature. So Bryant Lake is, this Phase 2 is getting ready to start off hopefully in the next few months. The next one is Silvertown, yeah. Circle K, sorry, that's the new gas station. And yes, we need some more gas stations. Electric cars are not all out yet. Everybody don't have electric cars, so we need some more gas stations. So we're thankful to have Circle K right there on Whitesville Road. The next one is that the townhouse? Yeah. Townhomes, townhome development, that's on Moody Bridge Road. And that will have 24 units. That's at the 1300 block of Moody Bridge Road. They have 1,300 units there. The next one is Cottage Court development, I believe. Yeah, Cottage Court development. That's Habitat for Humanity. There will be 7 units there. That will be on West Street and Daniel Street. That will be in District 2, where this a blighted area as well. Anyone know anything about District 2? Anything we can get in District 2 to bring it up, because it's an area that has hadn't had a whole lot going on for a number of years, because you don't have a lot of developers that want to come over in that area. But fortunately, Habitat is coming there and is going to do away with a lot of the undesirable homes and things of that nature, so they're going to be there. Once again, I want to thank the Housing Authority, because they're also purchasing property in those areas, trying to bring it up in those areas. So they're doing a very good job. So if you all don't know anything about the Housing Authority, just know that they're on their job. They're doing a very good job of trying to bring things up. The next one is the North Davis Road. This is another that's coming through on North Davis Road, which is Houston Homes, which they have 11 lots there on North Davis Road. They're going to put homes there as well. And the next one, multifamily development, that is 300 units there at the 1200 block of South Davis Road. That's near the Nutwood Winery. If you notice, they've started moving dirt there already, and that's what's coming in right there, and there's a rendering of how it's going to look. It's going to be very, very nice. It's going to help with a lot of things in that area. Now people always ask, what about a Dillard's coming? What about a Red Lobster coming? What about this coming? We can't command certain things to come in, even rapid transit. We can't get, not rapid transit, but public transportation. We can't get a lot of things to come in until we get rooftops. And rooftops will command us to get things like Dillard's and big box stores of that nature. We can get those to come in, but we must have rooftops. And it's going to cause some traffic problems, but we've got to work through it. We're trying to make sure that our infrastructure is in. We're trying to make sure that everything the traffic is going real well, because we don't want another Bullsboro in the Grange. And I know you also will, what's wrong with Bullsboro? It is awful if you ever try to go and get on that. We want to make sure that our city has the correct transportation. We want to make sure our streets are safe. We want to make sure that everything comes together. So that's why we're all working together to make sure that happens here in Grange. And I think my time is up. And I think what questions answered. Do you have questions? No questions. I had a birthday yesterday, if anybody want to know. Dr. Copeland and I have been sharing the same birthday for a long time. Yes.
What will be the process for deck Mars replacement?
I'm glad you asked. Deck Mars replacement will be the same process that we did for our city manager. We're going to put it out there and receive applications from all over, and we're going to try to hire the best person. I've been hearing different things about, female, but we're going to try to hire the best person. You all need to understand that. We try not our best to hire the best person, regardless of race, creed, color, sex, whatever. We're trying to hire the best person for the job. Just know that when we're going out trying to hire somebody. Ms. Jones.
As Publix moves from commerce to running, you anticipate Publix closing on commerce, and the point is, you certainly don't want that area
to go down.
Struggle because a big box retailer moves to another side of town.
We have nothing to do with that, but we're certainly encouraging them to keep the one open on Commerce Avenue. Hopefully that store will remain open, because I use Publix over there myself, and I hope they keep that store open. and the other one over there. I think that we're by having the development going on over there, I think that we have enough to support both stores. I really do. Yes.
What's the total number of new housing units that's under construction now? It looks like there's a lot of apartments, and I'm sure someone's going to study to make sure there's a demand for it.
I can give you a number and you can sort of add it up of everything that's going on. As I said before, Alliance has 315 multifamily houses. Creekview has 282 houses, and they have 460 townhouses. That's just that one development down by American Legion. And you have on down, you have 270 units going in at Civil You have an additional 24 units going in on Moody Bridge. You have an additional 7 units on Daniel Street, and you have additional 300 units going on South Davis Road. Now, we currently have right now, we currently have 3,343 multifamily houses in LaGrange now, which is 50% of the housing market. We have 1,142 townhouses, which is 20% of the housing market. We have 1,287 single-family houses in LaGrange, which makes up the 22% of the housing in LaGrange. So we're doing pretty good with housing, but we just need more. One problem that we're currently having right now is people coming in, landlords coming in, purchasing homes from the other landlords that want to go out of business. Once they purchase a home, they're going up on the rent. Terribly, they're going up like a house that was rented for $800, they're going up to $1,200 on the rent. So we're trying to find more houses. The more houses you find, the more the rent will come down. Yes, sir.
I've heard you talk about developments for small tiny home community designations for that around the city or the county. Do you know anything about that?
Yes, we have some.
What to expect, I guess, product-wise?
Right. We have some houses right now because I understand it's $200 a square foot to build a house now. That's a lot of money because a house that's 1,500 square feet is going to run you anywhere from $300,000. You know, that's pretty high. And so when you talk about what we're trying to do also is attract industry to come in that's going to be paying high wages because I think our average is about $30,000, $40,000, which will not support a house that's $300,000. Bill said it better than I can with the bank, but I don't think they can support a house, you know, with that salary. So we're trying to bring that in as well. But we have people like Habitat, we have people like Dash, we have people like the Housing Authority. That's bringing in affordable housing for most of the people that will fit in that category, and we're hoping that. But the demand is so overwhelming until I don't think they can keep up with everything that's going on, because Dash has really done an excellent job with bringing in houses as well. Yes.
Dr. Evans, I'd just like to make a statement to your question about his all apartments. About 56% of the people that work here, they do not live here. So they drive in, that's 56% of the people. But until we have housing that's diverse, meaning affordable for firemen, teachers, doctors, lawyers, we're not going to get that homes or single family homes. They're going to be apartments, but those apartments are going to be not as affordable as they can be. Affordable is not just low income. Affordable is to a college student that just graduated from college last week. So we've got to get more affordable. It's got to be diverse. It's got to be 100,000 to 400,000 and in between, because we're missing that population of the people. So we can bring some more of that here and keep the people here. Your rooftops will remain here and your businesses can come here. They're not going to come if there are no people actually living here in our county. And that's throughout the county, not just in LaGrange, but throughout our county here.
Yes, and when we was trying to get Kia here, one of the problems that we found at that time, we was trying to get Kia and some of the Kia suppliers, we didn't have the homes that they wanted. some of the people with Kia, they wanted homes in the $400,000 range, $300,000 to $400,000 range. And we didn't have that enough for them. And so they went to Auburn, and some of them went to Columbus, some of them went to Newnan area to get those homes. So if we can, now I think that we're on the right track of getting proper housing for those, for that group of people. But at the same time, we still need affordable housing for the people that's currently here, and that will live here. Any other questions?
Elections. You're running for mayor, so when's the election's gonna be?
I was trying not to politic.
Okay.
I was trying not to politic, but yes, I'll do that, because I was asked to come and do this, but I was trying not to do politics today. But I'm having my kickoff tonight at Delavant at 6 o'clock, and I invite everyone that wants to come. You don't have to be committed to me, but we're inviting you to come today at 6 o'clock. I'm running on experience. That's what I'm running on, experience. I love LaGrange. I was born and reared in a house in Antioch, Georgia. My father was a school bus driver. My mother was a mill worker, and she worked in private homes, and she was a lunchroom worker. She did all of that. I'm a product of Troop High School. I finished Troop High School in 1972. I then went to West Georgia. At that time, it was Troop Technical College, and I became a nurse. I was at the hospital as a nurse for over 20 years in intensive care. I worked in intensive care, and then I went back to school to go into mortuary science, drove back and forth every day. Didn't have a dime in my pocket, but the Harris Brothers, if anybody remember the Harris Brothers gas station, where the fire department is, where District 4 is right now, they gave me gas on credit, and I paid on the weekend. When I came back to the hospital, I worked 40 hours a week. I worked 16 hours on Friday, 16 hours on Saturday, and 8 hours Sunday. I got my 40 hours in 3 days. And I drove back to college on that Monday, and I drove back and forth because I was rearing my children. And I love LaGrange. Once again, I'm a product of LaGrange. I know about LaGrange. I know how the inner workings of LaGrange operate. I've been there 24 years. And once again, I'm open. And I know what it takes to make LaGrange move. I know what it takes to bring LaGrange together. And my slogan is this year, LaGrange United. I want to unite LaGrange. I want to unite LaGrange so we can all be safe. We can all sit on our porches. If we have problems in District 2, we're going to have problems in District 1. If we cannot sit on our porches in District 2, sooner or later you won't be able to sit on your porches in District 1. We need to bring LaGrange together. I want to see neighborhood policing, neighborhood where the police officers get to know the neighborhood. The neighborhood would feel better about talking to the police officers and telling them to get the undesirables out of the neighborhood. I'm thankful that you all invited me today. I didn't want to go into the politics of the day.
The election.
The election is March the 21st. March 21st, I had to resign today so I could run for, and that was the hardest thing I ever had to do, is resign from my seat. But I resigned, Jim and I both resigned. The two of us are running for mayor of LaGrange.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. I'm on the 29th.
Thank you so much. And in honor and great appreciation of your speaking today, we'll be making a donation in your honor to Polio Plus, which of course is Rotary's initiative to eradicate polio worldwide. Next week, continuing, I think talking about the south side will be Philip Abbott, who will be talking about development of the rail district, the Newman building, that area. The next week will be Richard Pryor, not that Richard Pryor, but the LaGrange Symphony conductor. And then on the 15th is our Star Student Program. Don't forget your card buckets, and don't forget that the foundation will have a board meeting right now, correct? All right, thank you all for being here. We adjourn. Good.